From Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Just after 4:30 p.m. when we have a new tornado warning that's just been issued for parts of southern Mobile County. This is going to include areas near Alabama Highway 188, Heron Bay, Alabama Port, and areas near Bellingrath Gardens in southern Mobile County. This is a new tornado warning separate from the warnings that we have had earlier today, and this is on the board for southern Mobile County. This does include a big chunk of Dauphin Island Parkway in southern Mobile County. And so if you're in southern Mobile County, specifically near Alabama Port, we need you to be in a safe place now as we have a possible tornado coming in from the southwest. Been an active afternoon with multiple tornado warnings. We've got another one in place right now, and this is going to be on the board until 5:15 p.m. So the possible tornado at this point is a waterspout, and this is a waterspout that will be coming ashore near Alabama Highway 188 near Alabama Port and Coden over the next few minutes. This is going to be an issue for areas near Delchamps as the storm works its way to the northeast. Again, southern Mobile County under the gun from a possible tornado. This does not include Midtown or downtown Mobile. Crichton, Tillman's Corner, Navco. This is not for you. This is specifically for areas in southern Mobile County near Alabama Port and Delchamps, where we have a possible tornado coming in from the southwest. You can kind of get a semblance of the circulation right here, and this is moving just like that. And so on that trajectory, that is going to be near Alabama Port over the next few minutes. Getting some reports from that area that a waterspout happened a bit ago, and so that is obviously what has triggered the tornado warning. Let's go over to LD2 and I'll show it to you on reflectivity there. And again, we're watching this only warning, all right? This is the only warning that we have on the board, this tornado warning in southern Mobile County. And this is in effect, back over to LD1, this is in effect until 5:15 p.m. So again, your possible tornado is here, moving just like that. So it can't be stressed enough, if you're in Delchamps or Alabama Port, be in a safe place. Tornado warning precautions now. Let's go over to the graphics and show you exactly what you need to be doing. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Again, this applies for Delchamps, this applies for Alabama Port as well in southern Mobile County. We want you to be in your safe place as we have a possible tornado coming in from the southwest. I'm joined alongside executive producer Matthew Morgan. We're glad that you're with us. Let's go back over to LD1, and again, I want to just show you the warning, because again, this is Mobile County, a rather large county, and the warning is specifically down here north of Dauphin Island and south of Bellefontaine. So Alabama Highway 188, Dauphin Island Parkway, Bellingrath Gardens, Delchamps, Goat Island, included in the tornado warning as it stands as of 4:37 p.m. And again, we're turning back on our radar data so we can get a better vantage point of exactly where this thing is. And tell you what, take me over to LD2 and we'll zoom in on it, because again, this does not include Bayou La Battery. If you're at Bayou La Battery, this tornado warning does not include you, all right? This is specifically for areas to the east of Bayou La Battery near Alabama Port, and also this does include Alabama Highway 188. So Alabama Highway 188, we would encourage no driving on 188 from Bayou La Battery to DIP, all right? So this is where we have this ongoing active tornado warning. And this is on the board until until 5:15 p.m. Current time is 4:38 p.m. And this thing is really moving along to the northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Matthew, have you seen anything in the way of, spotters or anything in that area?
So I saw some photos of the storm, and it looks like a large wedge water spout.
Yeah, a large water spout. That's what I saw over on Twitter as well. And so I wouldn't be shocked if it's producing a water spout right now. No doubt about it, down there just to the south of Del Champs in southern Mobile County, where we have this active tornado warning. Again, someone saw a water spout earlier. It remains to be seen if this will come ashore as a tornado. But nonetheless, for folks in southern Mobile County near Alabama Port and Del Champs, there is an imminent danger zone. And you're involved in this active tornado warning valid until 5:15 p.m. This is the only warning, by the way. The warning for Stone County is off the board. The warning for Choctaw County is off the board. Let's go over to our other source, and I'll show you. There's the storm that was formerly a tornado-warned storm in Choctaw County. That is now off the board. Same thing in Stone County, all right? That one has gone off the board. That storm has weakened. Hopefully, this supercell storm in southern Mobile County will do the same thing and just kind of fizzle out over the next few minutes. But right now, there's enough evidence to suggest that we could have rotation that is supporting a tornado down on the ground in southern Mobile County, specifically near the community of Del Champs and also Alabama Port near Alabama Highway 188. And again, this is going to come up on Dauphin Island Parkway pretty quickly. And so be in a safe place if you're near any of these areas involved that I'm calling out inside this tornado warning box. Again, this is your main east-west drag here. This is Alabama Highway 188. And this is really where the possible tornado could be, right there. So this is going to come up on Del Champs and Alabama Port imminently over the next few minutes. And we just need you to be in a safe place, lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors. And Matt, let me check a few other sources here to see if we're getting anything from the Weather Service or anyone else. Longtime viewers know that if I go silent, I'm not leaving you, but we're just watching several feeds here, so just bear with me while I kind of sort through everything. Hang out in that tornado-safe place in Alabama Port and Del Champs. That's the headline right now. And I would remind everyone, as I'm kind of sorting through things, we have another separate severe weather risk tomorrow night, all right? Tomorrow night, specifically after 9 o'clock most likely, we could have more in the way of tornadoes. But right now, we're focusing on a tornado warning in southern Mobile County due to the fact that this supercell thunderstorm that's in progress right now could be producing a tornado. And this is in southern Mobile County, inside this tornado warning polygon. Again, just looking at several different things here. The good news is this storm appears to be weakening a bit, which has kind of been the trend today, Matt. You know, these storms have ramped up and then they've ramped down. Again, I'm not seeing anything in the way of evidence of a tornado at the moment, but that doesn't mean that we don't have one down. And so for folks in Mobile County, specifically near Alabama Port, please be in a safe place near 188, near Del Champs. You are in the core zone right in through here where we could see damage. So be in a safe place over the next few minutes, and hopefully what will happen is this storm will continue to weaken, and I'll be able to give you an all clear. Can't do that just yet. This is the only storm in town across our region per se as of now. So no other warnings. We're focusing on this exclusively at this point. And again, I don't see anything in the way of reports, but again, it's getting dark. Sunset today is at 4:52 p.m., so we're 10 minutes out from sunset. And we do have some eyes on the ground, some spotters in this area, and so far I've heard nothing from them, which is good news, other than earlier there was a water spout. Again, just watching the situation very carefully. Quite frankly, the storm is kind of collapsing, which is good news. I don't think that the Weather Service is going to let this ride until 5:15. But again, please, I don't want people to get so caught up with the good news that we forget the overall messaging here, that we still have this tornado warning in effect for Delchamps, Heron Bay, also Alabama Port being a safe place. If you live within 5 miles of Bellingrath Gardens in southern Mobile County, stay in that tornado safe place. Again, the storm is weakening, but not weak enough to necessarily cancel the warning just yet. And Matt, have you seen anything over there in the comments at this point? Okay, good. Yeah, I haven't seen anything in the way of damage just yet, but again, we've got some factors that are working against us in terms of being able to get those damage reports at this point, as it is getting dark across our region. Getting some reports from the area on Twitter of ominous skies, but the good news is I don't see anything in the way of a tornado down. This thing may be rain-wrapped. It very well could be rain-wrapped in this area. And again, the Weather Service is maintaining this warning as of now. There is, broad circulation in through there. It's nothing super tight at this point. They've modified the polygon a bit, but basically everyone's still in. Delchamps, Alabama Port, Bellingrath Gardens. We encourage you to be in a safe place. Don't be driving. No driving on DIP. No driving on Alabama Highway 188 at this point. And again, getting a message from the Weather Service, they're going to maintain the warning for now. Probably the correct call. Make sure this thing continues to ramp down. I tell you, the last scan or so, it may have kind of ramped back up a bit, and so that may be why they chose to continue the warning, as there is circulation right near Alabama Port and Delchamps. And so again, it can't be stressed enough. Those are our two communities right now. Delchamps, Alabama Port, be in a safe place. 4:45 p.m. Hopefully this will be the last tornado warning of the day, because we got a big event coming tomorrow night specifically for our local area. And again, we're watching this storm in motion now. Zooming out to show you there really is nothing else going on. This is our only warning. Yes, rain, Bruton, Castleberry, Evergreen. But this is the only tornado warning in southern Mobile County. And it can't be stressed enough for folks in Alabama Port or Delchamps. If you know someone in those two wonderful communities in southern Mobile County, call them and let them know they're under a tornado warning. And that means that folks need to be in a safe place. You could be the difference. You could save a life. If you call someone, tell them to get tornado sheltered in their safe place. We've seen that time and time again. So please, if you know someone near Delchamps, call them and tell them we got a tornado warning for the next few minutes. This won't last long. I know it's inconvenient, especially for folks with kids. But hopefully this will not last too much longer. I tell you, that signature is holding on, but it's not the strongest thing I've seen. But nonetheless, there's enough rotation to support this tornado warning, no doubt about it. And so just be in a safe place for the next few minutes near especially Alabama Highway 188 between Coden and Alabama Port. If you're at Bayou La Battery, just don't drive. Do not drive on 188 over to DIP or Alabama Port. Bad idea right now. Just got a report on Twitter of another great photo of some ominous skies. But again, ominous skies do not necessarily equal a tornado being down. And I want to thank everyone, by the way, who's sending in these photos, because you are our eyes and ears on the ground. Again, just watching this storm very carefully. And let's kind of zoom in tight and show you that lots of heavy rain, maybe even some small hail right now near Delchamps. That's a possibility. But the rotation is down here closer to 188, right in through here. If there's a tornado down is where it's going to be. And again, I don't see much in the way of significant evidence, but there's evidence nonetheless of rotation. Yeah, and I just got a message from the Weather Service. They're going to continue the warning, but they are acknowledging that the storm has weakened. They're indicating, and this is a good point, it may be temporary weakening. So temporary weakening could be happening. The thing may cycle back up. But again, for folks in southern Mobile County, specifically in Delchamps and Alabama Port, please remain sheltered as we've got a supercell storm that could be producing a tornado very close by to your location right now. Have you seen anything on the comments? Yeah, and I haven't either. That's good news. Hopefully, we'll keep it that way. Hopefully, no damage has happened. Hopefully, this water spout that was spotted went away. That's kind of the best case scenario. And again, I wouldn't be shocked based on this signature that that is what happened. But nonetheless, you see the red and the green kind of coming together right in through here. That very well could be a brief tornado. It's not, again, a classic signature. We could try to shoot it too straight around here, but there's enough evidence there for the Weather Service to maintain the warning. I don't fault them at all. I would probably do the same thing in this scenario and just keep that warning going. The last thing we want is to cancel the warning, and then it, ramps back up. So for now, an ongoing tornado warning for southern Mobile County until 5:15 p.m., including areas near Delchamps and Bellingrath Gardens. Be in a safe place. DIP, Dauphin Island Parkway, Alabama Highway 188. If you live within 5 miles of those places, be in a safe place. Bayou La Battery is not included. Same thing in Coden, same thing in Dauphin Island. Those areas are not included. This is specifically for the far southeastern corner of Mobile County. Again, I'm not seeing much in the way of reports. I tell you what, I'm really concerned about tomorrow night because we're going to have this nocturnal event with the potential for tornadoes. In fact, Matt, if you will, take me back over to the graphics, please, sir, and I'll show you the threat for tomorrow. We have this level 3 out of 5 risk. By the way, I'll have a post about this up a bit later, a detailed post, but for now, let's go back to our tornado warning because that's the main deal that we've got going on at this point. And we don't want to forget about our folks in southern Mobile County. Anytime there's a tornado warning, we stick with it until we get rid of the warning. And right now, we've got an ongoing warning for the next few minutes anyway for southern Mobile County, including Delchamps and Bellingrath Gardens. Coden specifically, all clear. You are behind the storm. Same thing in Bayou La Battery. You were never included in the tornado warning in Bayou La Battery. But for those two communities, all clear, Coden and Bayou La Battery. We have another severe weather risk coming tomorrow, but for now, this storm has passed to your east. And Matt, I would bet that the Weather Service looking at this, they're probably going to consider a cancellation if the trends continue. And I suspect that they might. But as of now, ongoing tornado warning for southern Mobile County near Delchamps over the next few minutes. Thank you so much for everyone for choosing Red Zone Weather. We appreciate you watching. We know you have a choice. And let me stress, this tornado is going to end up out over Mobile Bay if it continues. And that's a big if. We don't know if the thing is going to maintain its intensity to the point where it continues out over the bay. Let's go back over to our LD1 source, and you can see that the velocity, yes, there's an area of rotation, but it's certainly not anything incredibly impressive right here at Delchamps. So if there's a tornado down, it would be at Delchamps right now. I'm not completely convinced that there would be one down with that signature, but we have seen that today has been full of surprises. And so we've had several tornado warnings on this marginal low-end risk day. And so what I would tell you, my advice to you, what I would do if you're in Delchamps, be in a safe place. Same thing at Bellingrath Garden, same thing at Alabama Port, at DIP, from Bellefontaine back down to Alabama Port. You need to be in a safe place right now. Don't play with this thing, as it could ramp up and produce a tornado just as quickly. We'll go back over to the reflectivity source. Lots of heavy rain in this area as well. But again, the tornado, if we have one, is going to be right here, moving just like that. And so can't be stressed enough for folks in Delchamps to be in that safe place. I'm going to take you back over to, let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. Thank you. And watching this signature in southern Mobile County, I tell you what, let me zoom out across the region and just check on things. Yeah, we don't have anything else going on. So we're going to focus on southern Mobile County because that's where the main situation is at this point. And I have to tell you, the good news is this thing is weakening. Could it be producing a tornado? Yes. But I think the odds are going down by the minute, which is good. So again, we're watching this very carefully near Delchamps. And, you know, you may be wondering, well, Spinks, why are you focusing on this one storm? That's what we do. That is our bread and butter around here in terms of covering storms. When this storm goes off and is canceled, the warning that is, we'll focus on the whole region. But right now, we have to focus on the danger zone in this tornado warning. And right now, the tornado warning is in effect for Bellingrath Gardens and Delchamps. Be in a safe place. Let me check on a few more things here. And again, thank you for everyone I've actually had some emails over the last few minutes. Thank you for the emails, thank you for the texts, thank you for the photos and videos from in this area before we lost daylight. I see it's getting dark quickly now that sunset's happening with all these clouds. It's kind of tough to see. It's now 4:55 p.m. and it looks like the threat is diminishing. Great news. So let's give it 5 more minutes, and I bet you that warning is going to be canceled in southern Mobile County because the threat is just almost not there, which is good. Yes, there's very broad rotation, but it's weakening, which is good news. And if it ramps back up, that will be credence to why the Weather Service maintained this warning. But for now, the trends are good. Let's hope these weakening trends with this specific storm continues. I see we've got a new scan in, and yeah, it's ramping down. That's what we want to see. I would be, quite frankly, surprised if there's a tornado down. But a few more minutes, let's give it, say, 3 more minutes, and we'll see what the Weather Service decides to do with this. And Matt, if you'll take me back to LD1, please, sir. We'll look at this on a wide scale. This is a very, very small storm in southern Mobile County. This has nothing to do with downtown Mobile, nothing to do with Fairhope. Yes, you're getting some rain on the eastern shore at this point, but the core danger zone is specifically in southern Mobile County near Delchamps. If there's a tornado down. I'm not convinced with the signature that there is, but we honor these warnings. I think that the Weather Service does a phenomenal job of issuing our tornado warnings. They give us so much helpful lead time, and we want to honor what they do and be in a safe place near Bellingrath and Delchamps over the next few minutes. And I suspect we will get a cancellation. When we have a marginal low-end risk, normally we don't have tornado warnings. Well, today we have had several. And this one is the last in a string of warnings. Hopefully that will be the last warning of the day. I suspect that we will have more tomorrow. So more tornadoes possible tomorrow, but this hopefully will be the last warning of the day. And again, it's in effect for the next few minutes for southern Mobile County. And I don't see anything in the way of immediate reports from the last several minutes, which is good. You know, if we had a tornado down, I suspect we would be seeing some reports from spotters on social media, perhaps. We saw some damage earlier in Dawes from that earlier tornado that happened in Mobile. And, you know, these storms have had quite the look to them today, but so far only one tornado, and that was in southern Mobile County, central Mobile County, really, near Dawes a bit earlier. So again, it's 4:59 p.m., coming up on 5 o'clock, and we're watching this one tornado-warned storm in southern Mobile County. And again, this thing is weakening. There's no doubt in my mind that this storm is weaker than it once was even 10 minutes ago. And so we will see if NWS Mobile decides to cancel this warning. It's very possible that they will. Of course, on a day like today, when things have overperformed, they may keep the warning going and just let the thing ride out and expire at 5:15, which is not too long from now. All right, it is 6 p.m. in the east. It's 3 p.m. out west. 5 o'clock on the dot here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we have an ongoing tornado warning in southern Mobile County. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan. Glad he's here today. We appreciate your service, sir. And we're watching a storm that has a tornado warning on it. It has weakened, however, and most likely this is not producing a tornado at this point. But because we have an immense amount of respect for these warnings that are issued by our friends at the National Weather Service in Mobile, they do an outstanding job. They may be seeing something that we're not. We want you to remain in your safe place in Delchamps and areas near Bellingrath Gardens over the next few minutes. Same thing at Goat Island and Sunny Cove. This goes up to basically Sunny Cove and Bellefontaine. Really don't think this tornado is going to be an issue that far north. This is specifically for a small section of southern Mobile County. And again, that thing has just really ramped quite far down over the last few minutes. And quite a bit of rain with this, very heavy rain. Let's see, the flash flood warning, by the way, for Mobile County has been canceled, so this is the only warning, only tornado warning in America right now in southern Mobile County. How about that? Only warning on the board. And hopefully, in the next few minutes, we get a cancellation. The Weather Service, and I think it's a wise move, they're making sure that this thing does not ramp back up. So far, it has not. There is very, very broad evidence of some rotation, although I will say I think that even that is beginning to be a stretch. But right in through here is what they're watching. That's the circulation, and it's going to come out over Mobile Bay very, very quickly. And so, again, not nearly as concerned as we were about 15 minutes ago with this possible tornado in southern Mobile County, making a beeline for DIP and Dauphin Island Parkway now, and this will ultimately emerge out over Mobile Bay. Yeah, right in through there near Delchamps. We encourage you just to stay sheltered for the next few minutes, and we'll be able to give you an all clear. Certainly won't be long now. I do think it's prudent at this point. We can give Alabama Port an all clear. So Alabama Port, all clear. But DIP, no driving at this point. Same thing at Delchamps, be in a safe place. Yeah, and I don't see anything else at this point. Have you seen anything in the comments lately? Yeah, I don't see anything in terms of damage reports over the last, thankfully. But that does not mean that damage hasn't happened. It's getting dark, and sometimes these reports are very slow to come in, and rightfully so, with first responders doing their due diligence out there in the field. We certainly appreciate and love all of our first responders, both police, EMS, and fire. We thank you for what you do, especially in times like this. And they're going to continue this tornado warning, it looks like, for the next few minutes. And so, tell you what, while we kind of wait on that to go away, because again, the threat has diminished or appears to be diminishing, I'll show you across the region what we've got going on. Scattered thunderstorms continue, and I wouldn't be shocked if we had one or two more tornado warnings over the next few hours. Can't completely rule out that possibility. There's a storm coming into George County, Mississippi, that is rotating, no doubt about it, but for now, that storm is in Mississippi and has not prompted a warning. Good news. These storms near Bruton, Pensacola, Pace, Milton, Orange Beach, Atmore, Georgiana, Evergreen, all of those are under severe limits. That's just general rain at this point. This is the only storm prompting a warning in America right now. This is a tornado-warned storm. And I'll be honest with you, I cannot pinpoint on the map if there's a tornado where it would be based on the velocity view. Based on reflectivity, if there's a tornado down, it would be right in this area moving just like that, but I think that's a stretch at this point. Quite frankly, I think that the storm has all but collapsed, and this is likely not producing a tornado based on the radar data that we're seeing. But nonetheless, the warning continues for the next few minutes, and y'all know the long-term policy. If you're in a warning, you stay sheltered. Areas near Goat Island specifically, I would just hang out in that tornado shelter over the next few minutes. And we shall see if the National Weather Service in Mobile decides to cancel this warning. Again, right now the thing has weakened, but they cautioned that this could be temporarily weakening. It may ramp right back up. And we got a polygon update there. Let me zoom in and kind of look at that. Again, if there's a tornado down, it's going to be in this notch right there, right about there, moving like this toward Mobile Bay. It may be kind of veering a little bit to the north of the track here, the overall flow, but again, for folks near DIP, that's kind of the main drag involved in this area. We would encourage you to be in that tornado-safe place over the next few minutes. Have you seen anything in the comments lately? I have not. Yeah, so again, this threat continues to diminish, and we can kind of show elsewhere across the region. Okaloosa County, you're fine. Santa Rosa County, you're fine. Escambia County, Florida, you are also fine. Same thing in Baldwin County. Escambia, Alabama, Covington, Conecuh, Monroe, Clark, Washington, Butler, you're fine. The only county and the only part of a county involved in any type of danger zone is near Bellingrath Gardens in Mobile. And again, quite frankly, the signature is very broad, but if there's a tornado down on the southern side of this warning, right there in that notch is where we would be having the tornado. And I'm not convinced that there's one down, but stranger things have happened. And so just hang out in that tornado-safe place near Bellingrath Gardens over the next few minutes, getting real tight. This is DIP. You've got areas near Goat Island. Be in a safe place over the next few minutes. This has now moved north of Delchamps. If you're at Delchamps, you can come out of the tornado warning hiding place at this point. Same thing at Bayou La Batre and Codin. You are never involved in the tornado warning, but for folks near Mon Luis and Goat Island, we encourage you to be in a safe place. Now, let me check on a few other sources here just to see if there's anything else we can show other than this radar. Yeah, and I'm just not seeing anything in the way of reports. And that's good news. That's a blessing. We don't want to see a tornado down, and right now we don't. Even on radar, it is quite questionable. And so, again, for folks near Bellingrath Gardens for the next few minutes, be sheltered. We thought that the Weather Service would kind of cancel this warning. They have not. And I can understand that. We've had several tornadoes today across the region. Yeah, and they're going to let this go. That's the official plan as of now. They're going to keep the warning going for a minute or two and then let it go. So, again, that threat is coming down in southern Mobile County as we've been advertising to you over the last few minutes. Again, one more time, just to kind of hit this home, possible tornado, if there's one down, I'm not convinced there is, but if there's one down, it would be approaching DIP near the bridge right there south of Goat Island, all right, in Mont Louis. So be in a safe place near those two places, near DIP specifically. Again, not totally convinced there's a tornado down, but nonetheless, be in a safe place near there. By the way, we can tell you at this point, at Bellingrath Gardens specifically, there is no tornado threat at Bellingrath Gardens. The threat is to the east of there, not by much, but at Bellingrath specifically, it looks like that circulation is clearly going to pass to the south. It's close. I mean, it's within, say, 3 miles, but Bellingrath Gardens proper is okay at this point. Same thing at Del Champs. Del Champs is okay at this point. Specifically near Goat Island and Mont Louis, we have this ongoing tornado warning for the next few minutes. So, the Weather Service is also highlighting this storm back in Mississippi that we're going to have to watch. Loosedale, George County, Mississippi. We'll keep our eyes on that. And the plan of action around here, I will have a detailed post to you around 7:30 p.m. detailing the threat about tomorrow. And so we do have an ongoing severe weather threat. Let's go to the graphics and show the folks that, because we have a level 3 out of 5 severe weather risk setting up for tomorrow. Washington and Clark counties are involved in that level 3 risk. The rest of us are in the level 2 risk. And so regardless of the risk color or number you're in, could have a few tornadoes tomorrow. So we'll be watching that very carefully. Let's go back to LD1 as we kind of wrap up. Because again, what the Weather Service is going to do is let this tornado warning go that's flashing on your screen. They're going to let the warning go in just a few minutes, and essentially the threat has ended in southern Mobile County. Technically, that warning is still in effect for the next minute or so, but again, the Weather Service has indicated they're going to let it go, which is excellent news. And so, yes, you're hearing thunder at Point Clear and Fairhope, but there is no warning for Baldwin County, and I don't see anything on velocity that would suggest we will get a warning. The only thing that catches my attention is back here in Mississippi, and we'll have to watch this storm as it is rotating, coming into Loosedale over the next little bit. But again, because we don't have any active warnings elsewhere across the region, our plan of action is to also say goodbye so I can get that long, detailed post typed up to you, and we'll get that out on Facebook and, of course, in our free Red Zone Weather app as well. Again, thanks so much to everyone who's been watching today. We certainly appreciate that. We've had multiple bouts of tornado warnings throughout the day, and we could have more tomorrow, specifically tomorrow night. So be sure to join me if we do have warnings tomorrow night. Of course, we'll be with you every step of the way. The thing in southern Mobile County continues to weaken. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson saying goodbye for now. We will see you soon.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.